Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Good day to each and every one of us. And kumusta kayo po? Today is Thursday, August 20 na po. Hope everything is running smoothly sa mga buhay natin ngayon po. Especially na we are nearing the another weekend po, no? Another weekend. And of course, para sa mga kaibigan, kababayan at kapatid natin dyan po sa Manila who are still suffering from flash flood, no, ingat lang tayo, ingat lang kayo po dahil mahirap na po, no, mahirap na po magsakit. And of course, we are very aware of the difficulties that you are facing ngayon po dahil submerged ang lugar ninyo po. And you are facing a lot of problems po, no? A lot of problems. And sana lang ang gobyerno natin will continue. And I believe they will continue to extend whatever assistance needed to be extended to the flood victims dyan po sa Pilipinas. And the weather condition, ganun pa rin, walang pasok ngayon sa Pilipinas dahil sa weather condition dyan sa Manila, especially dyan po sa Manila. And expected, may forecast tayo po narinig, baka ang weather condition will change only by tomorrow or by Saturday po, no? Yung pag-asa natin is monitoring another, sabihin natin potential storm darating sa Pilipinas, but most likely hindi darating po, no? Ang pangalan is si Neneng po, si Neneng. So ingat lang tayo, ingat lang tayo po, no? Especially those who are now facing problems tungkol sa negative effect of the flood control projects. Okay, today I'm going to touch on a very specific issue, importante ito po. This is good news for the kritiko ng senador and bad news for those who are supporting itong senador po, no? But before going to this topic na I prepared ngayon po, let me touch first tungkol sa what happened, no? What happened sa mga bata natin, ang mga estudyante natin po. Narinig natin what happened sa Zamboanga City, sa Ateneo de Zamboanga University. And of course, last 2 months ago, similar shooting incident occurred dyan po sa Tacloban. And narinig natin ang mga senador natin is very much worried and concerned about the incident, and they are now trying to take or to do something to ensure that there won't be any repetition of this very fatal incident po, incident. So on my part, ako at saka ang pamilya ko po at saka ang mga Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia, particularly dito sa Sabah, we want to extend our sincere condolences to the family of the deceased po, no? Si Dylan Wibayon, no? Namatay. May his soul rest in peace. And of course, ang shooter, estudyante din po, no? Namatay din po. So, may their soul rest in peace. And condolences to the bereaving or bereaved families, no? Bereaved families. Now, kahapon, ang daming mga national leaders natin po, no? Government top officials, including na yan po ang custom commissioner natin, senador natin po. I was made to understand o nakita ko po si Senator Ruben Padilla at dumating din po, no? Sa Zamboanga City, and even ang DILG secretary natin si John Vigaremulla, they took a time out from the busy work dyan po sa Manila and went to Zamboanga City po to see ang situation dyan po sa Ateneo de Zamboanga University, yun po sa campus ng grade school and high school campus located in Barangay Tumaga. So let me share with you first ang visitation ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, during which she visited ang pamilya ng mga biktima. At the same time, she herself personally went and see ang campus ng Ateneo de Zamboanga and had some discussions po on how to make sure that security will be beefed not only in Zamboanga City or mga eskwelahan sa Zamboanga City, but also other schools nationwide. So during her visitation, mayroon na nag-interview kay Inday Sara Duterte, mga local media po, and I'm going to share with you ngayon itong interview ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte dyan po sa Zamboanga City. Let's watch and listen to this.
Nandito ako sa Zamboanga City at ako at yung Office of the Vice President ay nakikiramay toward sa pamilya na namatayan at nagpaabot ng simpatya doon sa mga estudyante na nasugatan at na-trauma dahil sa nangyari at nandito din kami para magtanong sa iba't ibang paaralan paano makatulong ang Office of the Vice President sa magiging handa nila sa mga iba't ibang posibleng mangyari sa loob ng kanilang eskwela, whether it's natural or man-made disaster dahil ang Office of the Vice President meron kami disaster operations at yung mga ganyan na mga pangyayari tulad ng pamamaril ay kinukonsidera namin na isang trahedya, isang kalamidad, isang disaster. Madami tayong dapat gawin. Unang-una, meron tayo dapat psychosocial wellness program sa loob ng ating mga paaralan. Iba pa yung anti-bullying program sa loob din ng ating paaralan. At dapat meron tayo pag-monitor ba sa ating mga estudyante at hindi lang sa kanila, kasama na yung mga school personnel. Kasi posibleng sa kanila din magagaling yung ating mga active shooters. So lahat ng buong community sa loob ng paaralan, dapat meron tayong pag-monitor. Kung kailangan ba nila ng tulong, kailangan nila ng therapy, kailangan nila ng counseling. So dapat nakakatch yun ng ating mga school authorities.
Will you support banning minors in using social media?
Ang pagbabaan kasi dapat nandito sa side na provider no? So kung gagawa tayo ng batas, dapat ipagbawal natin doon sa mga platforms na mag-register yung mga minors doon sa kanila. Dahil hindi natin magawa na ipagbawal yun pa isa-isa sa lahat ng kabataan natin. You have to remember, we have about 25 to 29 million students in schools. So dapat pag-usapan natin o ipasa natin ang batas na ipagbawal ang minors sa social media. Doon, ang regulation ng government ay doon sa platform. Sabihin na natin, example lang, nag-uusapan natin ang Facebook, dapat yung Facebook mismo, hindi nila pinapapasok yung mga
Alright, yun po. Narinig natin ng statement na made by Vice President Inday Sara Duterte regarding the incident dyan po sa Zamboanga City. And maganda what she did. And expected naman yan po si Vice President will come and visit ang mga biktima ng shooting or sa shooting site, and at the same time visit ang relatives ng biktima or even ang sabihin natin ang relatives ng shooter himself. Mga estudyante yun sila po, dalawang estudyante yun po, no? And again, I just want to remind ang mga fellow bloggers natin dito po, no? Sa platform media, social media po, and dyan po sa Zamboanga City especially po, let's try to avoid to show ang mga video clips na po, no? Hintayin na lang natin po ang result of the investigation so that the public will not be confused po, no? Kasi nakita natin ang daming mga fake news lumalabas po, no, tungkol sa insidente dyan po sa Ateneo de Zamboanga University campus. No? So, ingat tayo po because fake news will not do any good to us, to our community po. No? So, kailangan po, ingat-ingat tayo po when we take the opportunity or participate dito po sa services provided sa atin, sa publiko po, ang social media platform. Ingat ang tayo po. Alright? So, another video clip that I want to share is tungkol naman sa mga teachers wherein no less than ang USEC natin, spokesperson ng Malacanang, although she did not really blame ang mga teachers po, no? When she made the statement the other day, no? But it something like signal na or saying something like na may kasalanan din ang mga guro natin po. And dahil dyan po sa statement ni Yusek Claire Castro, ang dami mga teachers na galit sa kanya po. And during the press briefing yesterday, ang mga local media dyan po sa Manila asked her if she will be giving an apology for making such a statement. And unfortunately po, no, she said, or she did not give the apology. And she's still very firm na sabi niya po, she did not blame ang mga teachers po, no? But many Filipinos po, no, especially mga teachers po, galit na galit kay Yusek Claire Castro. But anyway, let me remind you about ang role ng mga teachers po, no, before and today. Before and today po. Let me share with you a brief video clip po kay isang vlogger dyan din po sa Pilipinas, and si Attorney Regal Oliva, no? Regal Oliva. And nandito po, let me share with you itong video clip ni Attorney Regal po, no? Ni Attorney Regal. You hold on, saan na yun? Attorney Regal, hold on po. Okay.
There was a time when teachers stood tall, firm, caring, unafraid to discipline. But now they walk on eggshells. Sigawan mo ang estudyanteng bully? That's RA 7610 or child abuse. You correct a student who did not study. Verbal abuse daw. Pinagsabihan mo ang estudyanteng naglalandian sa corridors. Safe Spaces Act o Bawal Bastos Law. They are supposed to be good laws meant to protect. But now they're used to threaten, to silence, to humiliate academic authority. The child protection policy was meant to shield the child, but in the process, it buried the teacher. Teachers are no longer second parents. They become criminal suspects in their own classrooms. Teachers are afraid to guide, afraid to discipline, afraid to teach with the heart. Not because they stopped caring, but because the system made caring a liability. So when this generation grows up, entitled, fragile, and untouched by consequence, don't ask what went wrong. Ask what you forbade teachers to do.
Alright, yun po, klarong-klaro po, no? If you compare, I hate to compare, but if you compare during our time, mga teachers natin po, no? Grabe po, no? But kung magdisiplina sa mga estudyante, no? Kagaya sa amin po, ang generation namin, no? But now, ang dami silang mga provisions po. Hindi pwede ito, child abuse, blah, 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 blah. And this is the result, no? So, let us protect, hindi lang mga estudyante, but let us also protect ang mga guro, ang mga teachers natin po, no? And my own personal opinion po, no? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my own personal opinion. Sana po ang gobyerno natin, ang mga congressmen natin, mga senator natin po, lawmakers natin po, no? Stop talking, no? If you think they have or you already have the solution to address this problem that we are facing sa mga youth natin o sa mga estudyante natin po, do it immediately. do it immediately. If they, kung kailangan mag-ban sa kanila from itong social media, pass a law immediately, no? Pass a law immediately and ban them. Protect the mga bata po. Protect ang mga teachers natin po and protect the public po, no? Nakita natin po after the incident both in Tacloban and dyan po sa Zamboanga City, ang dami mga politicians po came out sa mga press releases nila, sa mga interviews saying I feel very sad, so forth and so on po, and I don't support itong klaseng mga insidente, ang bullying, easy access of firearms, so forth and so on po. Ang daming salita nila po. Pwede ba? Huwag na kayo magsalita, no? Mag-epal-epal pa dyan sa issue na ito po. Do what you're supposed to do and act immediately. Australia, act immediately. Brazil, act immediately. Norway, act immediately. Even Kenya, act immediately. They ban. Pero sa atin po, sa Pilipinas, sorry to say this, correct me if I'm wrong, ang daming salita. What happened sa Tacloban 2 months ago, and when it happened po, ang daming mga politicians were saying, ganito, this one and that one. But what happened po, hanggang ngayon, wala nangyari. Hindi pa nakapas ng law. And nangyari na naman ito sa Zamboanga City. And again, repetition na naman, ang daming mga promesa, ang daming mga press releases, ang daming mga interviews ng mga lawmakers natin. I hope, no? They will stop talking and put their words into action po. Kasi this is very important. The more you delay, the more we, ang mga bata at saka tayo, mga Filipino, ang nation natin will be at risk. At risk po. So, yan po. Yan lang para sa akin. That is my own observation, my own opinion. Okay, punta naman tayo po ngayon sa main topic natin, which, as what I said earlier, for those who are supporting the senator, bad news ito, but for those who are not supporting the senator, this is a good news. And nandito po, no? Nandito ang interview sa kanya ng isang senador. He was interviewed dyan po sa Manila during the program nila, The Spokes, no? And they asked itong senador, sino ba itong senador? Si Senator Robin Hood Padilla. They asked anong plano niya po, no? Anong plano niya sa 2028. And according to him, according to Senator Padilla, he has no plans to run anymore. Remember, Senator Padilla is the number 1 senator during the election po, no? He was the number 1 senator. And after 6 years, which will end on 2028, no? Wala na pala siyang plano to run. Totoo ba ito or hindi? Testing the water ba ito o hindi? It's up to us po to make our own opinion. To make our own opinion. Nandito po ang video clip that I want to share with you po. Hold on.
For Senator?
Hindi rin po.
Sandali
Hindi
po.
na kayo tatakbo? That's your plan?
Sandali.
Kung hindi man kayo tatakbong Vice President, you're still running for Senator?
Hindi rin po.
Hindi na kayo tatakbo? That's your plan? Wala na kayong planong
Di ba kailangan
bumalik,
ni
tumakbo ulit?
President Inday kung sakasakali?
Tsaka bakit?
Kasi kaya po ako tumakbo. Kasi sinabi ni Digong, ngayon ang vehicle para maging federal tayo. Maging unicameral, lahat ng dreams ko. Mukhang matatapos na po yung 6 na taong ko. Wala pa akong nakukumpinsing senador na mag-federalism tayo. at mag-unicameral na lang tayo. Kasi ngayon po bicameral tayo, ang laki ng gastos. Sobrang laki ng gastos at ang bagal.
Paano po ngayon kung sabihin ni FPRRD, o sige, pagka naging presidente si VP Sara, pwede na nating ituloy ang federalism.
At
Pero
least
mag-VP ka.
Maumpisahan. Yung
Oo, at
hindi
least
naman
pero
natin
mahaba
sinasabi
kasing
yung
proseso rin yan, oo.
federalism ay madali.
Yeah.
Pero may mga groundwork na kailangan maumpisahan.
Umpisahan.
Actually, dapat dekada nang nakalipas na na-relay yung groundwork na yon. Pero alam ko
Umpisahan na during his time.
Oh, yung
Oo.
ibang pinagdududahan ni PRD dati, peace and order, insurgency, magiging issue yon. Kailangan isolve yun kung patungo tayo ng federalism. So assuming, baka nga maisulong pa ninyo yung federalism kung vice-presidente kayo.
Ngayon kasi, tingin nyo, majority kasi, and you don't
Kung
have the
halimbawa lang po
numbers.
makakasama sa plataforma. Halimbawa, inilagay talaga ni VP sa plataforma niya yung
May roadmap ba?
federalism at maging unicameral kami, pwede siguro. Pero kung aaksahin ko na naman yung 6 na taong ko nasa pagpupush nito at hindi naman mangyayari, malagaan ko na lang yung mga anak ko.
Kung hindi man kayo
Alright, yun po, narinig natin. Klarong-klaro po, no? Sabi niya po, if, just in case, they will try to convince si Ruben Padilla, or Senator Ruben Padilla, to run as, kung hindi, Vice President, or dyan na po sa Senado as a re-electionist. So sabi niya po, kung nasa ano ito ni, plataforma ni Inday Sara Duterte, then, he might consider po, no? Because yung federalismo that he has been advocating since day one nagpasok siya sa politika po, sabi niya po hindi na-realize. Hindi na-realize po. But kung sakali, baka, sabi niya, baka he will again consider to go for a national post come 2028. Come 2028 po. So in the meantime, sabi niya po, kung sa ngayon, ang decision niya po is he will not be running anymore. Mabuti pa daw po, he will not waste his another 6 years po, but he will use that 6 years to look after ang asawa niya, ang anak niya po, or ang pamilya niya po. Yun ang decision ni yun ang statement made by Senator Ruben Padilla. Although narinig natin po, left and right surveys here, surveys there, election surveys po, there are a possibility or talks or supports that si Senator Ruben Padilla could be a very, very potential tandem or vice president of Inday Sara Duterte sa 2028. Sa 2028 po. No? Yun po ang ano niya po, ang sabihin natin, ang survey results. No? Survey results that we saw. So anyway, we will see kung ano talaga ang decision kasi depende na yun sa kanya po. So far, ganito ang statements, latest updates na rinig natin tungkol kay Senator Robin Hood Padilla po. Kayo, what do you think po? Tama ba ang desisyon ni Senator Ruben Padilla not to seek for re-electionist or re-election come 2028? Or is it only but proper for him and logical and that's the cry of the majority of the Filipinos to see him run as the Vice President of Inday Sara Duterte? Yun po. So, obviously, nakita natin for the past few months, weeks already po, nakita natin po, mayroon din mga tao who criticize si Senator Ruben Padilla. But based on his performance, many also are saying that he's doing fine, no? He's doing fine as a senator and even as a senator judge, no? Even as a senator judge. Even as a senator judge. So, I will leave it to you. Sa inyo na yan po ang opinion or assessment ninyo po, kayo na bahala. So that's the latest that I can give you on a Thursday morning, August 20 po. Sana po, no? Sana po as we wait for the sabihin natin na 2028, sana din itong impeachment file ni Inday Sara Duterte will be speed up po, no? Kasi delay na for 2 days na po. And busy na ang lawmakers natin, especially pasok na po ang budget season natin sa Pilipinas. And the budget, 7.2, nangingi ang presidente natin. Ngayon, nasa net na siya po. But a lot of budget watchers are saying po, ang daming mga red flags. Ang daming mga red flags or ang daming mga questionable items dyan po. And let's see po, we will continue to monitor ang situation tungkol sa national budget natin, tungkol sa problema ng mga Filipino sa attitude ng mga estudyante o youth natin po, tungkol ang flash flood natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially dyan po sa Luzon o sa Metro Manila po. And of course, huwag natin kalimutan. Again, I would like to remind each and every one of us not to forget that we should continue to shout to the government about the flood control projects natin po dyan sa Pilipinas. Itong flood control project scandal, we want that the mastermind or people involved, heavily involved dyan po sa flood control projects po, will be put behind bars. And restitution po, kailangan po whatever they stole from the ordinary Filipinos, tayong mga taxpayers po, it should be returned to the treasury dyan po sa Pilipinas. Huwag natin kalimutan yan po. Don't lose hope. Habang may buhay, may pag-asa pa po. It's just a matter of we have to continue to shout, remind ang gobyerno that we want results tungkol itong flood control projects po. Because trillions of money were lost. And every time we experience natural calamities, kagaya itong typhoon, flash flood po, it reminds us of the flood control scandal. So, Mr. President, Mr. Marcos, please do something. Please do something so that ang trust and confidence of the Filipinos po will return back to you. So far, nakita natin po, baksak na baksak ang trust and confidence sa ang mga Filipinos sa gobyerno. Alright? So siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin. And once again, si Nico Fabian, I would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Salamat! Don't play. Ingat and bye!